Yes, team, welcome back to another episode on the Coach Approach podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about sunlight, the most undervalued, underappreciated thing that you can do. And it is free, the best free health supplement that you can do, that 99% of us can do and are not doing. It is the one of the best free nutrients and the best free medicines that we can all be doing more of. Because unfortunately, we are all very sunlight deficient, and there is a reason for that, and why people are a lot. I say a lot. A lot of people are way less healthier than they should be. And a lot of it can be down, fitness is an encompassing thing, don't get me wrong, but sunlight is very deficient in many, many people's lives. And I don't think people really understand the power of sunlight, the power of the sun and what it does. And I like to use the analogy of Superman, to be honest, when he recharges and heals himself because of the sun. And we are actually very, very, very similar. The incredible benefits that the sun gives us, and I live in England, of course. It can be a little bit, I would say, short at times, especially in the winter. But what we can do, we can get around that at certain times. So I'm going to give you, I've done a presentation on this and it was quite long. So I've really tried to condense this down to 2 pages that I have in front of me that I really wanted to talk about and to tell you guys why it is what we can do. Why is sunlight important, and how you can maybe apply it to your own life and what I do myself. This is what has helped me stay healthier, stronger. And I guess, I'm 33 tomorrow, so I feel like I look 25, to be honest, and I put it down a lot to sunlight. I mean, that's me being very big-headed there, but I'll say it. So sunlight, the lack of sunlight, guys, is a bit like you running on a low battery mode. Where you can put your phones on low battery mode, it starts really shutting down and just doing the absolute essentials. Our body is exactly the same. When we are not getting enough sunlight, we actually go into this kind of condition or position where we're not actually maximizing what our body can do, and we're just running on like fumes pretty much. And that's one of my favorite analogies I like to use to start off with. It is incredibly difficult for people. I don't know, it's not incredibly difficult, but I find it incredibly difficult for people to know that people don't get enough sunlight. Now, how much sunlight should you be getting for health purposes? 15 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight is going to be more than enough for your day. However, people still don't get that. People are indoors, they drive, they go straight into work, they come back, they're indoors all the time. You will be surprised at how little people get, and this is what causes a lot of problems. Now, I'm going to also now tick off, and bear with me here, why it is so important and what sunlight actually does to our body. So I'm going to tick off that. I've got it in front of me and I've gone into detail with this in my presentation, but I'm not going to go into detail here. But this is why sunlight is important. It helps promote healthier skin, our eyesight. It increases our mood in a positive way. It helps regulate our hormones. It helps our recovery from either illness or, our training volume. It helps depression. It helps us get into our circadian rhythm. We are bound to the sun, unfortunately, guys. We are literally wanting to go to sleep at nighttime and wake at daytime. We are bound to the sun, and that's pretty much what the circadian rhythm is. And it helps us sink into that rhythm. It heals our cells. It boosts our immune system. It can boost our energy. It makes us I say promote, it helps us build a stronger metabolism. It helps reduce internal inflammation, oxidation. It helps us become more insulin sensitive than insulin resistance. A lot of people would have heard this. Overweight people become very insulin resistant. Sunlight helps us become insulin sensitive. It helps reduce your stress and it improves your cardiovascular system. This has all been researched massively over the last 20 to 30 to 40, even 50 years. This has direct correlation to the things that I have just said. Now, if you lack in sunlight, you have worse skin, you have worse mood swings, you have your hormone dysregulation, your recovery becomes crap, you are more depressed. People that get less sunlight are more depressed. You then become insulin resistant more, which then puts on weight. Your metabolism starts to go fucking all over the place. You start to be higher in stress. Your immune system is broken down. Therefore, you're always ill. Your energy is always slacking. And this is all down. Okay, It's not always down to sunlight, but a majority of this, if you get enough sunlight, will automatically boost all of those points that I've mentioned. That's why I'm so hot on my clients saying, right, just get 15 to 20 minutes out. I need you to get out in direct sunlight, not the sunlight where you get just through the window like I'm currently getting now. And I'm going to go into that later down in the line, later down in the podcast episode. Now, why has this been proven as well? Well, they've followed people, they've tracked people, they've researched people for long periods of time over years and years. And there was actually a study, and I can't remember which one it was and what the name was. It was when people, a hospital admission, the lowest hospital admission was when we had the day after our longest day on the in the year, when it's the sunniest day. And they've directly correlated that with being because we are all out in the sun more often. More hospital admissions happen during the winter when we are lack of sunlight. Obviously, depending on where you are in the world. And that was a really interesting study because that has been proven over years and years and years. There's a study that also shows that people are closer to the equator are healthier. Why? And they put a lot of that down to sunlight. Don't get me wrong, there are other things here, but I'm purely talking about sunlight here. So people closer to the equator are generally healthier. And again, why is that? Sunlight, they're in the sun more. They're getting more than that 15 to 20 minutes that is recommended. There are different types of sunlight as well. There are three, which I won't go into, but infrared light is something that is actually really, really important for the health of our body. And imagine, and a good analogy I like to use as well is when we go out into sunlight, it's like a buffet of nutrients for our body or a buffet of food. You know, let's say we've got a buffet of really healthy food, you know, good fats, good carbs, good protein. When we go out in sunlight and catch that sunlight, we're not catching it, you know what I mean? But when we get that sunlight on our skin, it's like a buffet of free, healthy nutrients for our body. Can you get more? Obviously, yes, but then you become a little bit burnt. Of course, you can still protect yourself with sun cream. But going out for 15, 20 minutes a day is going to give you so much benefits. Now, you might ask, Dom, but what if it's cloudy? Yes. So you are actually having a reduction of those good, like of the good light. However, if you can get into nature, and this has been proven as well, the leaves and trees in nature, well, I mean, you get leaves and trees right outside, to be honest, but leaves and trees in nature absorb the light from the sun, even through the clouds, and reflect that good light. So you can still get huge benefits from the sun on a cloudy day if you are around trees and leaves. Trees and leaves. And that's what I encourage a lot of people to do when we are being, you know, especially with people in like brick city like London, if they're near a park or anything like that, if you can get 15 to 20 minutes on a cloudy day around trees and trees and leaves, you are going to get a huge benefit of that sunlight. And you might be like, Dharma, this is a bit too much, or you know, we know sun is good and important, but I am promising you, if you truly want to be working on your health, and you don't want to be spending money and you don't want to be spending too much time, this is the best free nutrient that nobody is really talking about. And I'm surprised it's not encouraged more in the bodybuilding scene or in the health scene or in the hospital scene. Not many people will go, I need you to get more sunlight because it sounds stupid, doesn't it? It sounds stupid. Whenever I tell people, even close friends, even my girlfriend, how are you feeling? All that type of mood. I'm angry, she's a bit depressed, or whatever it may be. I'm like, right, let's go outside in the sun. What are you talking about? Shut up. Everyone tells me this, but it has been proven in the studies that if the people that are happiest or the people, the healthiest people are getting lots and lots of sunlight or as the minimum amount of sunlight that you can physically get. So if you want better skin, better eyes, better moods, regulated hormones, better recovery, less depression, circadian rhythm kind of getting into your circadian rhythm, the healing of your cells, your immune system to be better, your energy to be better, the better metabolism you want, the insulin sensitivity better, less stress, your better cardiovascular system. Get out into sunlight for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, what happens when it goes into winter? Oh, interesting. Now, winter is obviously a lot harder. We're currently in winter in November. You can get a sad lamp, and you can get them from Amazon. And the crux to this is that you need the 10,000 lux. That is really, really important. Now, I'm actually getting one an order in next week as well because now I'm getting into the obviously the very darker days and shorter days and darker mornings. I'm still able, luckily, with my job, I do my lunchtime break, 12 till 1. I'm able to get out in the sun. But for a lot of people, that is impossible. So the next best thing in the morning, if you can get a sad lamp from Amazon, it's like 30 quid at 10,000 lux, you are going to get a lot of benefits from that for 20 minutes in the morning. I'm going to have it on my desk and that's what I'll be doing. On top of obviously getting, outside where possible. So if you can get that, brilliant. Another thing, can you get vitamin D3 supplement? If you've got the money to, I also take vitamin D and D3 and K2 at the moment every morning and night. That is another thing that you can add on. Um, you can also look at getting at proper lamps, throughout the day. One big thing as well to help you stay in your circadian rhythm in the evening is reducing your light exposure. Your bulbs, your phone usage. And I say that with a pinch of salt because, my whole job is on my phone. So I have to be very careful. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm actually wearing these glasses that block out blue light. And to be honest, I've had this for a week and this has been absolutely incredible. I'm living by this. It's really helped with me, my focus, my headaches, anything. Well, I don't get headaches too much, but by the end of the day, I'm absolutely fucked and it's actually helped my sleep. So you can get blue light blockers if you're watching on YouTube. These are from RA Optics, about 150 quid from America, but they are insane. So in the evening, if you can reduce your blue light exposure as much as possible, and obviously not turning off or turning on all of the lights, that's also going to help you stay in your circadian rhythm. You then get up, you then try and get some sunlight. The best time to get sunlight, if you can, would be the morning because you get a good strong infrared amount of light as well. However, a lot of people can't do that. You may be going to, I personally can't do that all the time. I'm in the gym, so the best time I can get a walk in is probably midday. But when I can, when I do have the opportunity to go in a morning, get a morning walk, is when it's sunrise, I will absolutely do that. If you could do 15 to 20 minutes on sunrise, sorted for the day. You have got enough sunlight. And if you're anything above that, it's just a bonus. So, guys, I'm hoping that this bite-sized episode has kind of highlighted the importance of sunlight and why it is important to our health and what those points that I've mentioned and why it's important and what it can, how it can affect those. It sounds stupid, if you're listening to this going fucking whatever, mate. I can guarantee you that if you do this one thing and nothing else changes, you will be healthier straight from the off. It's harder during the winter. I get that 100%. You get some of the benefits through the window, but you really need to get out in direct sunlight, get out into the trees, get out into the leaves. That will seriously, seriously help your health and your body and your mood and everything. So if it's the three big things that you can take: sunlight for 15 to 20 minutes outside. Number two, get it in with trees and leaves, even if it's cloudy. And number three, possibly a sad lamp first thing in the morning. And those winter months, 20 minutes on your face, about 30, 50 centimeters away from you has been proven really, really good. So that's how I would be those two, well, and actually a fourth one in reducing the light in the evening because that will really help your health as well. And blue light blockers. I mean, there's loads of stuff, but the best free fucking supplement, guys, get more of it. You will increase in all of the points that I will say. I'm so passionate about sunlight because I think we live in an age now with technology that we don't get enough of it. And it's proven that, 30, 40 years ago, we were all getting enough sunlight. We have massively declined purely down to technology and that we stay in more often. We're not outside as much. And that is down to technology, unfortunately. So, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that episode, the bite-sized episode. I've tried to condense that as much as possible, but I could go on and on and on and on and on about this with lots of little pointers and little kind of ideas. But those are the biggest things. Get more sunlight, reduce your light in the evening, get within trees and leaves. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm really trying to hammer it into all of you guys. So, yeah, use it to your benefit. But have a fantastic rest of your day. Any questions on this topic, please give me a message. If you'd like to hear anything else, I'd love to hear from you. And I'll speak to you guys soon, or I'll see you guys on the next episode.